Hey folks, hope you're having a fantastic day. Coach Johnson here, back in the studio after a couple weeks away doing other stuff, training and testing and things of that nature. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about a question I get asked a good amount. And this is, what do I see as the difference between being a fitness instructor and a martial arts instructor, and which one do I like better? And which, things of that nature. So I have a bunch of questions kind of put together. So if you didn't know, which is in the bio, I teach martial arts and I teach fitness. So, and again, to me, as I've said many times, they're really together. They work together. So if you are doing self-defense and you're legitimately doing self-defense, then you should be working on your fitness as well. So I don't see them as necessarily separate entities. Here is the biggest challenge that I find with fitness instruction, and as an instructor, what's the biggest challenge? One of the biggest things that gets in my head. So let's take, for example, I have a client comes to me, says, hey coach, I want to lose 40 pounds. I want to get down to my college weight, whatever it is. So he or she come up with a plan, fitness, maybe it's exercise could be weight training or jogging, or it could be martial arts, or it could be, whatever he or she enjoys and will do and get the results done. And then we have, the accountability where I follow up with them and I make changes in their plan, kind of give them pep talk if needed. And then we have the nutrition part, which is where the bulk of the results actually come from. So we do this plan, we go for, let's say we do it for 6 months, and client gets down to, let's say it's a guy, let's say he gets down to 160 pounds where he was in college, he's satisfied, it's great, clothes fit amazing, you can still wear that cap that he got at the graduation. Just kidding, I'm sure he can fit everything else too. So he's excited. So he's like, all right, this is great, I'm fired up, I'm motivated, I feel great, have energy, and, I blah, 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 all this good stuff. So then he decides to go off on his own and not use the trainers anymore, which is kind of what most trainers actually hope for, is that eventually you can do this on your own. It's always easier with the coach, for sure. Even coaches have coaches. I have coaches, and my friends that are in this business have coaches. Anyway, so time goes by. Maybe he stays in the gym. Maybe he's doing something on his own. And you see him a year later, and he's gained all the weight back. And it's like, so there's two thoughts that go through your head. One is like, wow, this guy needs my help again. And the second thought is like, man, we worked so hard to get him to his target, to his goal, where he was so happy, and he just didn't stick with it. Now he has to do it all over again. And that's, I wouldn't say heartbreaking. It's a little discouraging. But it's important. People still need health to be healthy. They still need to be, at their best. So we do that. That's one of the biggest mental challenges of being a fitness instructor that I found, is sometimes you have someone that has success and they end up having to be rebuilt from scratch, which we'll do because I want them to be healthy and they want to hit the targets. But it's, it'd be nice if people just got healthy and stayed healthy. That's it. With a martial arts instructor, it's a little bit different. If I have someone who trained with me for, let's say he trains, he's 5-6 years, they have a high rank in whatever system they're learning, whether it's jiu-jitsu or Krav Maga or Taekwondo or whatever it is that they're doing. They have fun, they have skill, they have confidence, they have poise. Then they leave the school for a couple years. So I see them, and 2 years later, they come back in. Now, their skill, let's assume they did no training at all outside that time period. Let's assume they come back in. They will not be as skilled as they were before. However, they aren't going to have to start from zero. They're actually going to have, some the neurological pathways of the movements. They're going to remember the flow of the techniques. They're going to, depending on the style of martial arts too, obviously the more complex ones are a little more difficult. But I won't have to rebuild that person from scratch to get them back to where they were. And then I can leapfrog on that. So now I got them back to where they were. Now I can build them from there and build that skill set and that toolbox, if you will, to solve problems when it comes to, violent encounters or shady situations. So the biggest difference to me, this is my personal opinion, might be different for others, is that it's frustrating to have to rebuild clients from zero as a fitness coach when they don't stick to the program that you've devised for them. So as a trainer, oftentimes we'll give somebody a pretty strict program in the beginning so they get massive results and they're excited and they get fired up and motivated to continue. And then as they grow in the program, we give them a little more freedom and flexibility until they can manage it on their own. They can learn the moderation everybody speaks of if you actually possess. So the frustration is a lot of times they just don't do that, and they come back to their previous weight or more, and that's one frustration. And with martial arts, we don't have that same frustration. It's we don't want to see anybody quit, but everybody has their reasons. Everybody has a lifespan in the school. Maybe it's 5 months, maybe it's 50 years. It's hard to say. So that's a challenge that I face in my career as being both fitness instructor and martial arts instructor. If you just do one or the other, it's probably you have a different point of view. If you just do fitness, then you accepted and you're comfortable with the fact that your clients will often fall off the wagon for months or years and have to come right back and learn all over again how to do it right. And by learning, I mean establish habits. Intellectually, I'm sure they haven't forgotten what it was that got them there. If you just do martial arts, then you never have somebody literally coming back from ground zero when they get back into the studio, or if they come from another studio. Maybe you teach jiu-jitsu and somebody comes from another jiu-jitsu school it might be different, but there's going to be some similarity, and they aren't starting from zero either. So that's just a little note from Coach Jay about the difference between fitness instruction and martial arts instruction. So no super actionable intel for you guys today. Hope you find that useful. Talk to you soon.